All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan. And as you guys know, I've been a militant atheist for quite some time. I used to believe that humanity didn't need religion anymore. And look, I still think individually we don't. But we don't live in isolation. We live in societies with other people. And to live safely, we need more than just laws. We need culture and tradition too. Sure, our parliaments and senates can make laws without religion, but our day-to-day morality and conduct, that's heavily influenced by culture and tradition. And culture, my friends, is the first line of defense in creating a prosperous society. Now, obviously, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying traditions are perfect, far from it. But over time, cultures evolve. And like everything else, we ditch the bad, we keep the good. Take family values, for example. As an atheist, I used to think that I don't need society to tell me to love my wife and kids. But turns out, staying married, raising a family, that shit's hard sometimes. You have to make sacrifices, put others before yourself. Like, it's pretty tempting. Maybe I want to have an affair with that hot secretary. But that's where culture and tradition step in. Not necessarily religion, but let's be honest. Religions did play a part in keeping family values in check. And in this hyper-individualistic, secular, liberal, selfish lifestyle, those sacrifices are harder to make. And that's just family we're talking about. What about identity? Am I a man or a woman? Without strong cultural anchors, we spiral into confusion. Look around. Any prosperous, liberal, secular democracy, you'll see these cracks. As religion erodes, so do cultural values. I used to think that religion would fade away everywhere at the same time, but that didn't happen because Islam is a different beast. It saw the vacuum left by Christianity in the West and Hinduism in India, and it slithered in. In the absence of strong traditions, Islam spread its tentacles. And the secular, liberal, individualistic, selfish atheists, they don't care. So these are my views, but don't get me wrong, I am not converting to Christianity or Hinduism. I am as devout an atheist as I have always been. But having said that, though, I do have this newly found admiration for religions like Christianity or maybe Hinduism without the, supernatural part. So I want to play you a clip from Charlie Kirk. Yeah, the Christian guy. I used to roast him a lot, but I still might, to be honest. But right now, there's a bigger problem at hand, and that's Islam. So let's see what Charlie Kirk is saying. So that's Charlie Kirk. He's gay, by the way, I think.
The question is macro Islam compatible with Western values?
No! But surprisingly, a lot of Western atheists don't see that for some reason.
Macro. Of course it's not. There are three major reasons why. Islam does not believe in freedom of speech.
Absolutely.
Islam does not believe in freedom of religion. And Islam does not believe in separation of mosque and state.
Absolutely 100% true. And that's what makes it so sad that these secular, liberal, atheistic individuals who have worked so hard to separate church from state have gone completely quiet when it comes to Islam.
Those three things are antithetical to the West. In a Muslim majority country, most Muslim majority countries, you cannot criticize the Prophet Muhammad. In most Muslim majority countries, you do not have the same robust freedom of religion protections. And
not most, all of them. Why is he being so charitable?
Finally, whereas we in the West are very careful to try to intermix religion and state, they are commanded to actually go into the state and try to change the state to be more Islamic around the core pillars of Islam. And the last thing I'll finally say.
And they don't make any apologies for it. They genuinely believe in that. Islam is a political doctrine, and they proudly say it, that it is a political ideology. In a Muslim society, in all Muslim countries, no law can be made that is antithetical to Islamic values. In fact, I think this is the first point in the constitution of Pakistan, and I would assume that other Muslim countries are no different. Maybe Turkey might be slightly different, but we all know how that is going.
I cannot see a single Western country that has become more Islamic and has become a better place to live that is happier or freer.
By what metric? Just happiness, quality of life?
Everything from quality of life, from cultural cohesion, from whether people want to live there I mean, prior to the native-born fertility rates.
Again, people watching this will say is your criticism of the religion itself or not Muslim people? Because there are British Muslims who have been born here.
You don't have to caveat it all the time. I know you guys have to because you're British and all that. A culture.
It's not only just that. I mean, Muslims themselves say that, hey, criticize us. We could be flawed, but don't criticize Islam. Islam is not flawed. So Islam and Muslims go hand in hand. And I don't want to make that distinction. I understand that, yes, there would be individual Muslims who don't understand Islam. And they might think that Islam is the perfect religion one can ask for. But sooner or later, at some point, Islamic values creep in their day-to-day activities, how they view the world, how they see international relations, how they see their neighborhood, how they see their relationship with a Christian or a Jew or a Hindu at their workplace. It always comes down to it. And that's why I said at the start that Islam is a totally different beast. This is the same mistake that every secular liberal person has made, whether that's in India or in the West. People always think that, oh no, maybe a Muslim also views his religion the same way a moderate Hindu views his Hinduism, or a moderate Christian views his Christianity. But the key difference is, in the lives of normal, ordinary, moderate Christians and Hindus, religion never comes into the equation. That's not the case with Muslims. Even if you are a secular liberal Muslim, on paper, I like to call them lipstick Muslims, Islam is never far away from their decision-making.
Culture ceases to exist. We don't have unified language. When you cannot talk to your neighbor. I'm not discounting that there are good individual Muslims. The question that we need to reckon with the West is Mohammedism compatible with the teachings of Blackstone? Is it compatible with the legacy of Wilberforce?
All right.
And the great thinkers that have come from this country? And I will say, no, there's a reason why when you go to these Islamic countries, that you're not going to see the equal protection of rights, that you do not believe in universal human equality, that you do not believe the same things that we believe in the West. And I think it's suicidal to import millions of them.
Yeah, and you know what, just on a passing point on that, it's most of the time, as far as I'm concerned, it's not even multicultural, because there was an example there was a school a few months ago during Easter, which cancelled Easter celebrations out of respect for other faiths. So it's not as if the word multicultural and multi-diverse doesn't include Christianity.
No, and again, this is the red-green axis, and Britain is at the forefront of this. You have the Marxists that have infiltrated your government and the Islamists that are coming to your country. And when they combine together, they both agree on one thing. They have huge disagreements on a lot. They hate the West, and they want to see it broken.
And they want to take over the West. They want to take over India. They want to take over every single country. And again, this is not a conspiracy theory. They believe in that. They say it. They openly say it.
One day we can have a Muslim majority nation here in Canada. Right? Please.
Hey, we have Canadian law here, and you say that you want Sharia law to displace Canadian law. That doesn't sound very respectful.
In majority, you wouldn't have any other option. Go to your queen and tell her to change the laws.
Change the laws to what, sir? To Sharia law?
No, change the laws to not allow any more Muslims to come to Canada. We owe our allegiance and our loyalty first and foremost to our religion, not to the queen, to be honest. When I went for my so-called oath, I was silent. I didn't say anything. It was your responsibility to make sure you got it out of me. So when I didn't say anything, I'm not.
Very simple. No integration, no multiculturalism, no diversity, no tolerance. I got my own deen, you got your own deen. You got your democracy, we got our own sharia. You got your own free mixing, we got our own nikah. Own cheating within the marketplace, your own credit cards. We got our own economic system. We got our own foreign policy. We got our own deen.
I don't know who said it, but someone wise once said that when your enemy tells you that what he's going to do to you, you should listen to him. And the only reason why more and more people are actually waking up to this reality of Islamism in the West is because they are now seeing Muslims in their millions standing together for their values, for their culture, for whatever they perceive to be the ideal way of life. It's quite telling that if we let this fester, it's only a matter of time when you lose all your hard-fought freedoms. So, well done, Charlie Kirk.